Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching this, a huge shout out to you. I don't have my usual equipment with me in this room. I wasn't planning on reading, but of course the Washington Post audio of Trump's call to Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, has been released, and it's absolutely too shocking not to come on and just have a look at whether or not there's going to be any recriminations here. There has been toing and froing of the legal profession, lawyers, constitutional lawyers, around whether Trump did or didn't not break that law or any laws. It appears the consensus is he's broken Georgia law. And the Georgia Board of Electors, which consists of, I think, mostly Republicans and one Democrat party, someone from the Democratic Party, mostly Republicans, have written to the Georgia Secretary of State asking for the Attorney General in Georgia to look into whether or not Trump has tried to interfere in the Georgia electoral process, as they quote a particular section of the Georgia law that he has appears to possibly have broken. So I want to know whether at that state level, whether they'll take this further. My feeling is they will. Whether it's actually Georgia, the Georgia government or the Board of Electors there, or whether it is somebody else coming in with a civil suit to identify criminality, and then, of course, charges would then follow. I also have a pull to Raffensperger's safety. So when you go on to the Twitter feed, which is increasingly becoming more and more like a cesspool. In fact, Twitter must act to get to rein in Trump, and soon, because there's just so much violence there. I see when you Google Raffensperger on Twitter, there is awful violence, aggression toward him coming from Trump supporters. So he needs all the support that he can get at this time, because he is standing up to the president. He is, you can put him in the camp of a good Republican. Not all Republicans, as I keep saying, are cast in the mold of Donald Trump. Just the ones we can most visibly see in the Senate at the moment, it appears. Thank you all for your feedback on my January 6th reading. People are asking about the Georgia runoffs. I drew two aces. If you go back, there'll be Georgia in the headline. Scroll back. And I drew two aces, and there's a whole reading on that runoff. I think it looks pretty good at this stage, though I've always felt there may be a contesting of one of those candidates, and it may be held up in some way. So let's see what happens. If I've got time tomorrow, I'll do a quick update or not. But let's just take a look at this most shocking move. And of course, this just underscores my reading of January the 6th, that he is threatening people, even threatening those senators as well. And it is time, country or Trump, one of the two. And of course, Raffensperger has chosen country. So put him in the light, because he's in a very, very vulnerable, I would say dangerous position. But let's see, under Georgia law, it appears like they might actually take action in some way on in relation to Trump. Obviously possibly post. This is, I think in my predictions in 2021, I keep going back to the hits I got in that. There is a new party forming. Whether they leave the Republican Party to Trump and then other Republicans break away to form another conservative party, there is going to be a move to split that Republican Party up between Trump, supporters and conservatives, one or the two. It can't be both anymore. And this is part of the process, because when I tuned into this reading, what I got clairvoyantly is a drill, almost like a diamond drill, going through a pane of glass. We are drilling a way to full illumination. We are drilling a way to full truth, outing of that truth, and this is all part of that process, whether it be painful or otherwise. The truth is emerging. So let's see what we can pick up in with a card throw. Will Trump be held accountable? So much shock and horror at that what he has said. We're not surprised, but we're just shocked that he would really cross those lines. And as I said, the drilling is occurring, and we're to full illumination. That glass is going to shatter at some point. That glass is going to shatter and reveal all. Okay, so will Trump be charged, pursued for election tampering in the state of Georgia? At least, let's just ask with his call to the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, will he face any sort of action in future? Now, I did get a yes on that. Now, here is our Six of Pentacles. As we know, this came up in the reading yesterday. I'm going to make or break you, giving and receiving help. You help me, I help you. You're loyal to me, I'll make it worth your while. If you're not, I withhold that help. Now, that's the signifier card. I can't bring the laptop down because I don't have that facility. The crossing card is the Six of Cups. Now, that means that what has occurred in the past, these are two signifiers. This may be just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip of the iceberg. The foundation of the reading is secrets, the High Priestess. What is there? And yes, it is intuition. And that is what is driving that drill, whether we know it or whether we don't. It is what is there left to find out? What is behind that book? What's written in those pages? What secrets are being kept? In the past, we have his election loss. So even just with the emergence of that as the foundation in the reading, I say there's a lot more to be broken open and revealed. Now, I got a particular pull to Metatron when I opened up in this reading. He came, or she came forward so strongly in my clairvoyant vision, and this is what is in the sky. The angel of temperance and healing and moderation. And I'm pleased to see that there. In the near future, we have the Three of Wands. There is this weight. There is always a weight with the Three of Wands. And so there's also the assurity, and this is what I like about this card, that the ship will come in. Now, my question was, will he face charges in Georgia? They are certainly gathering that evidence. And here is the here and now, the Justice card. The Justice card. Does that seem seemingly to answer my question, my card for the voters? Justice for voters. Justice for voters. So take the Electoral Board's letter to the Secretary of State asking for an investigation. Take it very seriously. And this is the environment that those dirty dozen senators, or however many there are, and in the House as well, do what they're doing. Now, the hope and the fear is the spy in the camp, the Page of Swords. It's always come up with Trump. Do you recall my past readings? So this is no different. This can also be a truth, an illumination coming forward, because that page wields the sword. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, that's interesting because in this Rider Waite deck, I'm trying to put my head on the light. It's so dark here, it's raining. the Three of Pentacles talks about working in teams, which is an interesting outcome card. It's showing that there will be those that will combine to bring him to justice, but it's also showing that he does not stand alone in this. There are others involved that need to be brought to justice. Let's see what is clarifying that. We've got the loss here, loss and betrayal as well. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles. I keep getting a draw to an issue around money that has been used potentially as a bribe in order to get Trump to do what he wants people to do, which is basically break the law, or come out and help him overturn his loss. Because I get that there are a lot of people involved in this, but yes, he will be brought to justice, and he knows it now. He is asking the Secret Service to investigate Brad Raffensperger for under the Espionage Act. I mean, what stupidity is that? But ultimately, there is this loss for Trump. He is just, no matter which way he tries, he just cannot overturn that loss, because there is a new start, and there is a new start for Democrats. And we do have a hell of a lot of truth coming forward about how he ties up money, business, and politics now. This is beyond just whatever he's done in the past via his business and real estate interests and modelling interests and whatever you like. This is to do with money, business, and politics, and how he does that business within that framework. And he is going to be reviewed and investigated, but it'll be more than just him. This seems to involve more than just Trump. Now, remember that the Angel of Temperance is here with us very strongly. I got angelic presence, you know, that drill breaking through. So when it seems it can't get any worse, just remember that this will eventually break that glass and illuminate it all. Okay, so that's what we're seeing at the moment, chipping away, drilling. The Georgia phone call is a good example of that. And I say again, these things can't come forward without the courage of people like Brad Raffensperger, a Republican, the Republican Secretary of State. So let's see if he's going to be okay. Now, I know Kamala Harris has come out. She and Joe Biden have deviated from their what I would call soft, passive kind of tweets designed to reassure everybody. Probably not passive, that's not the right word. But they haven't gotten involved in the fight. But Kamala Harris has. She's released a statement to say this is a bald-faced abuse of his power. Now, I think she was thinking as an attorney when she said that, not as the vice president. So let's take a look at Raffensperger. Is he okay? Is Raffensperger okay? He will be once Trump is gone. And he's no longer inciting this violence, but he has to be quite careful, because I think Trump is now going to go in even harder. If you thought this was hard, he's going to come at him even harder. Okay, is Raffensperger physically safe? Is Raffensperger physically safe? Yes, the Ace of Cups, but there's a lot of emotion around that. Challenged by endings. Now, this is both Trump's ending, and I feel for Raffensperger, I feel for him, because there will be people such as the chair of the Georgia Republican Party who are wanting to cause his downfall. This is Dark Night of the Soul for him, and this is why I'm including him in the reading. And he is isolated. He will be isolated, not from the majority of Americans, and possibly not from the conservative rule of law Republicans, but certainly from the Republican Party. But we have the Chariot here. Remember, Icarus flying too close to the sky. Those that seek to do him harm are putting themselves, whether they make threats of violence or what, this is all on the public record. The Queen of Swords, and they will face prosecution. To me, that's Kamala Harris getting in there. Remember, once they are inaugurated, it's a game changer. And it looks like there's going to be investigation of this whole money, business, politics, Trump phenomena, whatever you would call it. The mixing of these things and him bringing the way that he has done business in the past. Hey, New Yorkers, tell us about that. He's brought that to the politics, and this is threats, this is blackmail, this is thuggery, this is him. This is this King of Pentacles. But hey, guess what? There's an investigation coming. So, Raffensperger looks to be okay, but he will stand alone to a certain extent. This is getting out of control. He will have to have extra protection. As I said, there's a review and an isolation, and he's in a dark night of the soul place as well. That in trying to uphold the law, look what has occurred. There is so much emotion around for him, but he'll be okay. When I looked at him, I got this hit that sometime in the future, when there is an alternative to Trump republicanism, that Raffensperger will be remembered or will be positioned quite well within that framework. Now, we have insecurity. He has other information as well. So we have, yes, he would be feeling, whenever we have to stand our ground, there is certain doubts that come in. You know, what if this happens? What if that happens? He would be naturally concerned for his safety. But he is standing his ground. And I do see a new start. And I do see him thinking it is worth it. Whatever I'm doing, it is worth it. All right, I'm just going to leave it there. It's storming now. It's getting darker. I just wanted to jump on real quick and have a look at that. But know that Trump will face action in the future regarding this breaking of Georgia law. One way or another, that's coming for him, along with everything else. And what we have to remember is that this is the tip of the iceberg, because he's mixed his business, his way of doing business, with politics and money, making money, politics, and he's brought his business, the way he's done business in the past, into this mix. As if it wasn't dirty enough, he's added this kind of layer. And there's a lot to find there. There's a lot in that High Priestess that will be unpacked in the future. Tip of the iceberg is what I'm getting. All right, stay safe, everybody, and I'll be back again soon with another reading. Thank you.